Well, hello everyone. Now, as you can tell by this window right here behind Booze, you got Dr. Slim. You have Eartha Cat, and you have Bones here. Normally, you can hardly see them because they're dark, because this whole window is dark. But this is a daytime recording, and yes, we are recording this on what is today? I forget. It's Tuesday for recording Thursday. So I hope everybody is enjoying the show, watching it on Thursday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central is when it's going to be showing. When we'll be showing that, and forwarding it to all of our locations so you can see it recorded. I will be busy. She will be busy heading toward Gettysburg. I will be busy packing, heading for Pittsburgh. So it's very convenient that we had a guest that could not be there Thursday night because it was going to be difficult for Gwen and I to be here Thursday night. So I'd like to thank her in advance for recording the show on Tuesday, because that really gives Gwen and I a break for Thursday. So thank you very much. And I appreciate y'all watching this in recording. So like I said, this is a recording show. And you can get back with me later in Messenger on Facebook and tell me how you enjoyed the show. Anyway, we got Larry, Mo, and Curly behind me. Let's go ahead, Gwen, and open the door on this show. All right. So without further ado, since we got everything started, let's bring out our guest for tonight, Marita Crandle.
Hello.
Hello, Marita. Now, I will state that you and I have never met face to face. We will meet not this weekend, but next weekend in New Orleans. And to me, you're the perfect guest to have on my last show from my normal studio at home in the woods of Arkansas. I'm in Star City, by the way, because you have several businesses that I would love to visit. I'm sure other people would love to visit. And so I would dearly love to talk about tonight, and you're the perfect person. So thank you for appearing.
My pleasure.
So first, let's talk about a little bit about how you got into New Orleans.
Well, I was an executive in California. I'm originally from Germany, and my parents moved to California when I was young. And then we just kept going back and forth, living like half and half. But, settled in California. And I became a marketing executive. And I was sent to New Orleans on business. And literally, I stepped foot into the French Quarter and just fell in love with it. I knew I had to move here. And I ended up getting a little tiny apartment so that I wouldn't feel so sad every time I left. And I ended up selling my house over the phone once I got here. I couldn't not be here. And it's been a really good city for me.
Cool. And what businesses do you now own in New Orleans?
So I actually originally I thought I would open up a blues club, and I started getting into that, and I actually had a really fun CD that has 6 bands on it and a map on the back of where to find them on Bourbon Street. But then little by little the musicians were letting me down. The city has a lot of drugs and drinking, and sometimes it's more important to people than their profession, unfortunately. And so I thought, what else can I do? And I thought about opening a little vampire shop because I just, the city is such a mecca for vampire history. And Anne Rice is kind of responsible for doing a lot of that. And so I opened up a little tiny vampire boutique. And I wanted it to be a place kind of off the beaten path where you happen to step into it and you wondered, is this real or is this not real? And so I created Boutique de Vampire, and it's there for 23 years now. So that's my first baby. Then I opened up the Vampire Cafe, and during the pandemic, and that's been 5 years. And then my latest venture is the Vampire Apothecary, which is also it's an apothecary themed restaurant and bar. And we have a lot of events there, magic shows. We do a storytelling event called Enchanted Evenings, and we do tea and leaf readings and tarot. And that's been 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
If the average person comes in off the street and walks in the how you pronounce it? Apothecary?
Apothecary. My husband remembered it by a pot to carry. A pot to carry. I'm like, okay, that works. Yeah.
What will they experience just walking off the street?
So first, it's important to know, and the reason I called it the apothecary is that New Orleans had the very first one. We had the first pharmacist and the very first apothecary, which is now the Pharmacy Museum. And that's what an apothecary is, just an old-fashioned pharmacy. And pharmacies were actually the first place where, like, really the first bar, because that's where men and women could enjoy a sarsaparilla together, because women weren't allowed into bars. And so that became like the first experience where men and women could socialize in a, drinking environment, I guess. But it's, so we wanted to do a vampire apothecary. So here we also have a lot of information on bloodletting, because apothecaries and also barbers used to let blood, and that was a very civilized way for vampires to get their nutrition. So they befriended apothecaries and barbers. And so we have information on that. We have a whole barber room, bathroom. And then we also have a fang smith here, because vampires, need to get their fangs worked on. So you can actually get custom made fangs at the apothecary. And we have drinks that change color in front of your eyes. We have a little mechanism that changes vodka into gin. You add your own herbs and things. It's really fun. And we have excellent food. And the food is not health food, but most of our recipes have something holistic in them, like mushrooms are very good, very good for your body. Also, oysters are good for your immune system. And so we have, information on stuff like that.
You have raw oysters?
Yes, we do. Every day we have oyster happy hour from 4 to 7, and oysters are $1 a dozen.
$1 a dozen.
I'm sorry?
$1 a dozen, right?
Yes. $1 per oyster. I'm sorry, $12 a dozen. I wish. Okay. I wish I could do $1 a dozen. No, $12 a dozen. Yeah, $1 a piece.
$1 each. Music to my ears.
Yes.
I love raw oysters.
And we also have baked ones for those who don't like raw oysters. We have really good food. It's the same executive create the Vampire Cafe, and I was really lucky because opening a restaurant during the pandemic, I had a sea of chefs to choose from. And so Chef Chris Dunn won, and he has done an amazing job for us at both the Vampire Cafe and the Apothecary.
Okay, you have more of a menu at the cafe?
Do we have a formal menu?
No, do you have a bigger menu?
So yes, so we the menus are actually very different at both locations.
Oh, really?
Yes, very different. At the Vampire Cafe, we feature our fried deviled eggs. They're really amazing. Blackened alligator. We're kind of famous for our burgers. We have the Dracula burger, which is a mixture between beef and brisket, and then smoky blue cheese and a pepper jam. And I don't eat meat, but apparently it is the most delicious burger people have had. Whenever I'm in the cafe, our customers are compelled to come and talk to me and tell me how delicious it is. So we were also voted one of the best steakhouses in the city, and we're not a steakhouse. We have excellent duck. We have excellent scallops and salmon and salads, and we do an amazing brunch with chicken and waffles. We have some of the best shrimp and grits in the city. Also, excellent gumbo. I mean, our food's really good. So that's the cafe. And then at the apothecary, we have truffle popcorn, which is one of our favorite appetizers from people. We have pork wings because every time, I mean, since the Saints won the Super Bowl, pigs here in New Orleans can fly now. And so
Okay.
we have excellent pork wings, which are actually their ribs. And then we have a really great short rib debris sandwich. And we also have a short rib meal that's phenomenal. We have an excellent salmon dish with Brussels sprouts, excellent salads. And my favorite on the menu are the seafood nachos. They are to die for.
Okay. Well, the next to last one on there with the Brussels sprouts.
The Brussels sprouts we have as a side also, but it's great with salmon. It comes with salmon.
But my wife loves a good salmon
Yeah.
and loves Brussels sprouts. So you're talking my wife's language now.
Excellent.
So we will probably come to see you.
Well, I hope so. Our desserts are really great too.
Okay. What about the third place? I believe it's the first one we had up.
The Boutique de Vampire.
The
So
boutique.
that's my oldest place, and that we have now about 150 artists that make things just for us. They are phenomenal. I mean, when you walk in, it's so tiny and it's packed full of vampire themed items, from keychains to shrunken heads, vampire voodoo dolls, backpacks with wings, so much artwork and beautiful handcrafted jewelry. We're famous for our fortune candles, and those I've been making since day one. They have little charms inside, and we pre-make them. So we have hundreds pre-made with different combinations of charms, and we meet with you and ask you a few questions about whoever the candle is for, and then we go back and choose the right candle for you. And it's really great because as you're melting it, you will be blown away of how this story unfolds about you in front of your eyes. And we've had a lot of really great letters and emails about what people have found in their candles.
Wow. This sounds like a really cool place.
It is. And we have our fortune teller there, Saint Germain. He's amazing. He's an old fashioned like Zoltar machine, but he's crafted after the vampire Saint Germain. And he tells you all kinds of fun things.
And what hours are all these places open?
So the boutique is open daily, 7 days a week. All of them are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. The cafe is open for breakfast starting at 9 a.m. and it closes at midnight. Last seating is 11. And the apothecary is open from noon until midnight during the week. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, it's open until 2 a.m.
Okay. And you serve a variety of alcoholic drinks.
Yes. So at the cafe, it's really fun. You order your blood type off the menu. Like the O negative is our vampire blackberry mojito. It's very, very good. And then we're famous at both locations for our blood bags. They're blood bags filled with cocktails. We have our sangria that we import from Spain. And we also have our vampire vodka pomegranate lemonade. And that's delicious as well. And then we also have a virgin version of the blood bag that is just the pomegranate lemonade. And what's fun about that is I drive up to the cafe sometimes and there'll be a whole family of vampires sitting out front drinking blood bags. It's a fun specialty drink. And also it's a great souvenir because you can easily rinse them out and then use them over and over again.
You said that was an O negative.
Yeah, the O negative is no, that's the blackberry mojito. The blood bags are just the vampire sangria and the vampire pomegranate lemonade.
You have other right?
The other blood types, yes, we have many, many. But every blood type there is, we have, and they're all different cocktails.
Okay, I'm the most common, O positive.
The O positive, and I don't have it in front of me, but I believe O positive is the, I think it's the Blood and Sand, which is a scotch with orange juice and cherry liqueur, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
It's very good. It tastes like you're drinking a bloody sandy drink. I love that. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. I remember not to be bitten by you then. You don't claim to be a vampire or anything like that, do you?
I what?
You don't claim to be a vampire or anything like that, do you?
I don't plan to be one?
No, you don't. You don't claim to be one.
Oh, claim to be one. No, I don't. I just I like to promote them, and I like my places. They're not serious. They're fun. I want people to step out of reality for a minute when they walk in. So it's like my vampire version of Disneyland, kind of. You just become a child again, you know, in your mind. You can fantasize about being a vampire, or you can, you know, fantasize about, do vampires really exist? In the boutique, there's things that vampires would use. Like I say that all my places are been open to the public recently, but we've been open to vampires for centuries. So like we sell beautiful writing tools at the boutique and beautiful journals, things that vampires would use, and jewelry, and you know, and like I said. So no, I like people, like I said, to come in and really just lose themselves in the fantasy of vampires.
Oh, okay. Now, do you have separate websites for each place, or is it all under one website?
You can get to all the places through one website, which is nolavampires.com. Vampires with an S. And it's spelled nolavampires.com. And then that will get you to all the other websites.
Wow, that is convenient. Now, are the three places close together, or are they scattered across the quarter?
They are scattered across the quarter, but they're all within, the furthest one is 2 blocks away. The closest one is, the boutique is right behind, is part of the same building as the Vampire Cafe. And then the apothecary is just 2 blocks down Royal Street.
So the two places are kind of like this, back to back.
Yes.
Different streets, but they're back doors. You can look at each other, right?
Yeah, the court. We share a courtyard.
Oh, we share a courtyard.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Are these courtyards open to the public, or are they just
The one that the
your-
apothecary is, not the cafe, but the apothecary courtyard is beautiful. We have a fountain, a magical fountain, and it has a fogger, and you can make a wish in it. We have gargoyles and fairies in the courtyard. It's really beautiful and a lovely place to have a special event. We also, at the apothecary upstairs, have a vampire lounge. That's where I am right now. And you can come up here and, you know, take a drink up here. And we have the coffin from True Blood up here. It's behind me. I don't know if I can show it or not.
Okay.
See
Are
where that
you
red
on a
light
phone,
is?
or
Yeah.
are you on a
They
phone
give-
or a computer?
I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you walk around a little bit and show us?
Sure. So hold on. I have to put the phone down to get up. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So this is really one of my favorite things up here. This is a painting I had. It's a portrait and painting I had commissioned by a guy named Carlo Ditos. Can you see that?
Yeah, it got a little glare from the overhead light.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that. But okay, so what it basically is the casket girls have had it. They've gotten out of, and they're in the attic for a long time, and they want to get out. And so now, hold on, I got to sit down. I got a little dizzy for some reason. They they're going to get out of the attic, and so that's that picture. And then over here's one where they actually get out of the attic. Let me see if I can get over here. I don't know if you can see that one.
I can actually see the majority of it. Yes.
Okay, so they
Looks
get
like
out of the
somebody
attic.
standing there with kind of a white background.
I'm sorry?
It looks like somebody standing there with a whitish background.
Yeah, she's on top of the attic of the roof. And then there's a little black
Okay.
cat in both of the pictures. It's kind of hard for me to show you. But the black cat is in real life. There was a nun that was in charge of the actual casket girls that came to New Orleans on the ship, the Baleine, to help populate the city, to keep men interested to marry
Right.
so that they could colonize New Orleans. And she played some kind of diabolical trick on them. And I think it might have been that she left the door unlocked. They were under lock and key so they wouldn't be deflowered. But my legend has it so that they were turned into vampires. And so, anyway, she was in true life sent immediately back to France and punished. And in my version of the legend, there's always a black cat at the cathedral, at the convent. And so she was sent back in black cat form to watch over the casket girls to make sure they never get out. And we here have her shadow held captive in our attic. Let me see if I can show you this. Tell me if you can see that.
Not sure what I'm looking like outside that red light.
I'll get closer. No,
No,
it's very dark in here. I'm
it's
sorry.
very dark.
Well, maybe, and Vampire Bill's coffin is right here. It's also dark. It's a very dark room. I don't know. Maybe I can show you this. The casket girls hate mirrors. Okay, now this light's not working.
Whoops.
It's just okay, so that's not going to work. Well, anyway, it's a really cool place that when it's not, when you're here. But then right next door, we have, I'm walking here now, we have our seance lounge where I think we have a meeting going on, but let me see. No, we don't. This is our seance lounge. So before you get here, we have Esmeralda. She's in the window. And she was told by her lover to wait for him, and she took it very seriously. He hasn't come back yet, but she's still waiting. Then we have our little area where we do readings. And then this is the actual seance lounge where we do chef's table experience. It's a 5-course meal. The chef meets with you and designs this beautiful meal around you. And then afterwards is a real seance. And you can either do a real seance or you can do a magical theme seance but with our magician. And so people have done both, and they're both wonderful experiences. And we also, you can just do the seance if you like, but it's a really, really fun time. Oh, we do magic shows up here too every Friday night.
Really?
Yes.
You just got people walking in and out of this place all the time, then.
Yes, we do. Yeah. All days and all night. And this place up here is pretty haunted too. I have a lot of people that work for me. So it's weird because it was Reverend Zombie's voodoo shop before it was me for many, 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 many years. And I was here all by myself doing, like, I stenciled the stairs and did all kinds of stuff. And I never really experienced anything in here when I was here by myself. But then when I redid the lounge up here that I'm sitting in now, after that, my staff started having all kinds of paranormal experiences, and they were terrified. I had a bar back that came up here, and he said he's in the room where the bathroom is, where I was going to show you the casket girl bathroom. Just before you get into the bathroom where the coffin is, he said he saw a dark shadow moving on the ground. And I have now 4 employees that have seen that. And he came running back down, and he wouldn't even talk to me for about 10 minutes. He said, I'm going to go back up there. And I said, okay. I didn't know what he was talking about until he told me. Anyway, then I have another employee who was also a bar back that was working on our blood bags, and he was putting them into a milk crate. And, milk crates are heavy on their own. And so it was full with our blood bags. He went to the bathroom, and he heard a noise. And when he came out, they were all knocked over. And so he came downstairs really upset, like really angry, because we hadn't opened yet. And there were just 5 people downstairs. We were getting ready to open. But the 5 of us were talking. It was myself and 4 other employees. So we were having a chat. And he comes running down the stairs, and he says, look, this isn't funny. And I know you all don't like me here. I mean, like, some people don't like me. But this is enough, you can't mess with I'm working. And we were like all looking at him like, what are you talking about? And he said, they told us what happened. And nobody was up there. Nobody besides him. So that was kind of weird. And then, there's so many. So I actually have a picture of a spirit that's really pretty scary. It's also in this room, walking into the room where the coffin is. A woman was up here and just adored the space. So she was standing in the corner, and her husband and son were standing by the stairs, and she took a picture of the room. And she came downstairs and she was talking to me, but she was looking at the picture and she goes, "Wait a minute, what is this?" And she zoomed in, and there's a very short, Irish looking genie type person. It just looks like there's smoke underneath him. And then his top part is naked. And then it almost looks like he might have a little horn. Very strange, like crazy, crazy. I can send it to you if you like when we're done. But it's pretty creepy. So again, I haven't had any weird experiences. Oh, there used to be a woman with a bun that would walk when people were sitting up here. She would walk from the seance lounge into the bar up here and then disappear. And she's gone now. So Juliet, one of our psychics, we did a seance with her, and she explained that Reverend Zombies built this as a train station for spirits. So this space was like the space downstairs, the whole place was designed for when spirits weren't sure if they wanted, or people passed away, they weren't sure if they wanted to go to the great beyond or if they wanted to linger. And so that's who apparently we're housing here, are the people that aren't sure what they want to do.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Boy,
It is.
I would love to do an Echo Box session in there. If I could talk to any of these.
Yeah, Christine and Chris, I mean, with Christopher and Jennifer come up here quite often with their little groups and do paranormal experiences. So he might have some really great information about that too. He's done a lot.
He is going to be very busy next week.
Yes, he will be.
So we'll talk next week. And talking about next week, what will you be doing at the Paracon?
So I will be on a panel talking about vampires, vampire lore. I have 3 that I'm bringing there. The New Orleans Vampires History and Legend, which is the only historically written book about where the vampire legends of the French Quarter originated. And it took me a year to do the research. It's really fascinating just about New Orleans's colonization and then how these 3 legends are woven through our history. So everything in it is 100% true, and it is fascinating. And then they use it for all the tour guides here. And I've had 3 professors from different states fly out to use it for their semester of research, or for their students. And then I have my novel Mosquito, Southern Vampires, which started out as a penny dreadful for the city. And so it's ghosts, witches, vampires, voodoo, all wrapped into, they were little pamphlets that came out once a week. And they were not a penny a piece, but they were $2 and a penny a piece. So penny dreadfuls started in the 1800s in England during the Great Depression, when people couldn't afford to read, couldn't afford to buy books. The city started this, and every week a little story would come out. And it started with highwaymen and robbers, but then it very quickly went to the supernatural. Sweeney Todd started out as a penny dreadful. Varney the Vampire was a penny dreadful. And so Mosquito, every week a little story would come out, and then in the back of it would be a recipe from one of my restaurants. And then at the end, my publisher published it all as a novel. And so it's about a guy who comes just passing through New Orleans with his dog Moby, German Shepherd, and they get sucked into the supernatural world of the French Quarter. And then I have a sequel, Mosquito 2, which has at the end of every chapter cocktails and potions instead of recipes from my 2 restaurants. And it's just a continuation of the story.
Oh, okay. Are you going to be doing readings or anything, or is it just going to be you with your books?
I'm just going to be on the panel. I don't think there's no, yeah.
You
And there's
don't
a
have
panel.
a table?
The panel Saturday is at 1:00, and the panel Sunday is at 2:00. And then right after that, I'll be signing the books.
Very cool. You're going to be there for the opening with Voodoo Authentica.
Wait, say that again?
Are you going to be there for the opening with Voodoo Authentica?
Oh, yes, yes, I will be. I will be there for the opening. Absolutely. Yes. And
Gwen
I
and
won't
I
be
are
there
going.
all day, though. I won't be there all day during August 1st and 2nd. I'll just be there for the panel and the after signing. But I will have somebody there selling the books that are pre-signed.
Okay, cool. Because Gwen and I are planning on doing the opening, the Voodoo Authentica live.
It's 5:30, and I believe it starts. Yeah, you know what? I'm a bad person to ask that. But I think it starts right at Voodoo Authentica, and it's the second line, I believe.
Okay.
Like it's a parade,
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to be there doing that live on the internet.
Great.
So
I'll be happy to meet you there.
Chris wants us to broadcast as much as we can. Now, if somebody says, like if John Zappa says, I don't want myself on video, but you can show the ghost I'm with, but don't show me, fine. If he doesn't want us to show anything, that's fine too. Whatever John Zappa says goes.
Yeah.
But Chris wants as
I think,
much as we can on video.
His whole goal is to help all the local magical businesses. So he told me he wants to, show as much as possible without showing anything that would make somebody uncomfortable.
Right. That's why I would love to shoot a little video at your places, because all week next week, Gwen and I were talking, and I may be shooting a couple of videos to show during the other shows. A minute and a half long video I shoot on my phone, where she can throw it up on the other shows starting Monday night. So we may be talking at your businesses if you don't mind.
And you will love our places. They're very comfortable. We have an amazing staff. They're very focused on making it an experience for our guests. So I know you'll have a good time.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Echo Box before, have you?
Nickelbox?
Echo Box.
I don't think so.
Chris had never heard of it. So this was a new one for Chris. But in the voodoo shop many years ago, I was in a tour on there, and the tour guide walked in. She was upstairs, and I was entertaining the people most of the tour downstairs. And she come in, and I was talking to the primary ghost in the voodoo shop. And she said, "Oh, I haven't heard your voice in so long. Why haven't you talked to me?" And over the Echo Box said, "Because you talk too much."
Really?
Yes. In front of the whole tour.
And that's what Gwen told me.
And she said, I won't talk too much, and walked out into the back courtyard. That's which awesome. Is an amazing, complete sentence that I couldn't.
That's
no
right.
way I can manufacture that. Yeah, but that was a paranormal thing, and that's the way Echo Box works. I can hold a real-time conversation with a spirit.
That's really cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure Chris would be. I'm sure Chris really would love that.
Yeah, I do some commercials during the week, stir up some last-minute interest. I will be doing Echo Box sessions. I don't have a table inside. Chris saved me one. I said, don't save it. Let somebody else have it. And he sold it. But what they're going to do is set up an interview area. They've got a table right outside the main convention area for them to sit at. It's just the control. You got to have a control table. And it's sitting right outside the door to the convention. They've got me set up right beside them. And I'm going to be doing live Echo Box sessions in the hotel right there. Right at the front door.
That's great. And you're more than welcome to come up here and do whatever you like. That's great. But yeah, anytime you want to come up over to the apothecary, you're more than welcome.
I would love to come over there when your oysters are a happy hour price. Because I can sit there and eat a couple of dozen.
Yeah, and they're good. Our chef created. Do you like absinthe?
I will drink it. I'm not saying it's one of my favorites, but uh,
Okay.
I will drink it.
Okay, so our chef created an absinthe mignonette sauce to go with the oysters, and I can't even eat them any other way anymore. It's so delicious. So mignonette sauce is a traditional sauce that goes with oysters, and it's like
Right.
vinegar with onions. But he added absinthe to it, so we do like oysters and absinthe nights sometimes. But it's really delicious with the oysters. You're gonna have to try it.
Do you serve the absinthe as a drink?
Yes, we have three different kinds. We have the original, which is blue. Then we have the green absinthe, which is what most people know. And then we have a red that has hibiscus added for color and for flavor. And it's really delicious too. They're made here locally. You can actually go to the distillery and do a tour. And he shows you everything, how they grow them and when they do the harvest. It's a really fun way to spend an afternoon. It's called Atilia V is the company that makes it for us. And we love them.
Oh, do you have their internet address?
I do. I can get
Okay.
it to you.
All right.
It would just be atiliav.com. Yeah.
Because I love tours of distilleries. Now the absinthe
Oh yeah,
is
you would love it.
pre-made.
I'll hook you guys up.
Okay. The absinthe you have is obviously pre-made at the distillery, correct? Or do you run it through the sugar cube?
So we do all that. We run it over the sugar cube. We light it on fire because it caramelizes the sugar, and we like the taste better. And then we pour ice over it, and we do the water drip. Yes, we do the whole
that
experience.
is so cool. That is so cool to watch when people are doing that.
I love it.
Yeah. The whole flame thing in the sugar cube. It's just fascinating to watch.
It is. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Absinthe got a bad, rap after the wine came back. The reason absinthe had so much popularity in the early 1900s is it was even called green hour. Happy hour derives from green hour, which was happy hour at that time, which focused on absinthe. And there was no wine to drink, and that's why. Because there were bugs that were in France and they ruined all the wine and they were shipped over here and everything was a nightmare. And so when that was over, the wine companies wanted to, obviously sell their wine again. And so they created this horrible story about absinthe. And that's when it got a really bad reputation.
It and absinthe have something to do with a certain author. They had a little thing to do with a raven. You know who I'm talking about. A raven.
I don't. A raven. Don't?
Yes.
Oh.
The one who wrote The Raven.
Yeah. Oh, Poe. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm a little dense sometimes. Yeah, he loved absinthe too. Yes, he did. He liked his whiskey too, though.
Yeah, about anything with
a
alcohol.
Brilliant person. Yeah, pretty much.
Don't they
bring him? Oh, I think people bring him. I think it's brandy though to his tomb.
Yeah,
I can't remember now. Yeah.
I've heard some people taking Jack Daniels to his tomb.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, he's a great person. I would love to spend an afternoon chatting with him.
That would be fun. What else do we need to cover? You've got what you're going to do. Which business do you spend the most time at? You got 3 businesses.
Right now, well, it was the apothecary for 3 years while I was getting it off the ground, but now it's pretty much taken off. So I'm backing off a little from the businesses because I have so much writing to do. And so my new book comes out, I believe at Christmas time. It was supposed to come out Halloween, and I'm really disappointed because we had a pretty big event planned for it. but it's a very complex book with everything I'm doing with it. And so my publisher said they couldn't get it done in time. So it looks like it's going to be a Christmas release, and I should have a release date pretty soon. It's at the publisher being edited right now. And so as soon as I have a release date, I will be everywhere. But it's the Carter brothers, based on one of the legends in my history book. They were two brothers that lived here in the early 1900s who were caught doing their shenanigans, and they said that they were serial killers and that they were vampires and they had to be murdered or they would kill again. But they hung them. And, you know, we all know that that's not going to kill a vampire. So the law here is a year and a day, you can move bodies aside and put the next body in a tomb. So that they went a year and a day after to move them aside, and nothing was in the tomb. No clothes, no bones, no nothing. And they have apparently been sighted at their old home on Royal Street, which is right across the street from the Vampire Cafe, which is a really great coincidence. But my book starts in 2014 when the building next door to their home collapses, and then they use it for an archaeological dig for the city. It was lovely. The new owners gave it to the city for as long as they needed it. So UNO did an archaeological dig there, and some bones are uncovered, and they may or may not be reanimated or animated. It's a really interesting story. It's all very historical fiction down to the weather of the day. And it's a very fun read. So that's what I'm working on now, is the promotion of that book. And then my next book I'm working on is The Mystic of Scaries, which is a werewolf novel starts in New Orleans, but then it quickly goes to Scaries, Ireland. And it's a really fun book. It's kind of the feel of practical magic, I would say, for that book. The Carter Brothers is very deep and dark and historical. Mystic of Scaries is fun and has its scary moments, but it's a fun book.
Now, for those people who cannot get to the Paracon, and I would say people need to get to the Paracon, get to New Orleans, please. But for those who can't, where can they get your books?
Everywhere. Amazon has them. Most little bookstores and most cities have them. For the Carter Brothers, we're doing a pretty big release, and it should be at every Barnes & Noble across the country. And then if you want it signed, you can get it through my website. If you go to the nolavampires.com, go to the boutique and just type in my name, actually, Marita Crandle, or Marita Crandle, and all my books will come up. Or just type in books, and all the books we have come up. And they're all signed by the authors. And all my books are there, and they will be signed. And if you want it signed to you, as soon as you buy it, just send us a quick email and say, hey, I just bought the book, and I would like it signed to Jennifer, and I will sign them for you, and you'll get a signed copy.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess you primarily write out of your residence. Is that correct?
No, I don't. Mosquito, I wrote almost all of it at the cafe, and Mosquito 2, I wrote almost all of it at the apothecary. But the Carter Brothers, I've been working on for I thought 10, almost 11 years. And I wrote 2 history books in preparation for it, the vampire history book. And then I started doing research because I wanted Wayne Carter to have a love interest that was a madam. And I fell in love with Josie Arlington. And so I asked my publisher if they would let me write a book about just Josie Arlington, a history book. And luckily they agreed. And so I wrote Josie Arlington, it's called Josie Arlington's Storyville. And she was a madam here during that time. And then, so I was working on it while I had the boutique, and then I started opening up businesses, the restaurants, and they were all consuming. And I couldn't focus on the Carter Brothers at any of the businesses. So I have to write. Like I find I can't not write. And so that's where Mosquito just kind of came out of me. And that was a fun, easy, write. Yeah.
Cool. Now, how far are these places from Bourbon Street? Everybody knows Bourbon Street, but they're not familiar with wherever else. Are these on Bourbon Street or just off Bourbon Street?
We are very close. We are half a block from Bourbon Street. So the Vampire Boutique is closer to Royal, but between Bourbon and Royal. And then the Vampire Cafe is on Royal Street, which is 1 block from Bourbon. So yeah. And then the Apothecary is in the middle of the block from Bourbon on St. Peter. So we're very close to Bourbon Street, and both in all locations. And I do have a little vampire speakeasy called Potions, but I really don't promote it very much. I don't want to because I want you to have to find it. So it's also very close to all the other locations, but visit the other places and do some research and you'll find it on your own.
Okay. Potions. It's got a sign out front, I guess.
No.
You got your shingle out there, right?
I have my what?
Your shingle for Potions.
My shingle.
Your shingle.
I don't know what that means.
Over the
No, I do not.
Sign over the sidewalk?
It's very secret.
Really?
Nope, it's very secret. Oh no, you need a password and an invitation to get in. You can only get there through us. And we also are a private club. We have members. So yeah.
Wow.
You got to do your research.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge to anybody watching the show. There you go. You got some homework to do, people, to find this place. If you're going to the Paracon, great place to find Potions. But as the lady said, gotta do your research.
Yep. It's really lovely too. It's very magical. We have a balcony overlooking Bourbon, but you feel like you're a million miles away. We only let 40 people up at a time. It's never crowded. We have drinks that really are phenomenal, but we also do absinthe up there, and we have brooms hovering in the air and holograms of skeletons. It's a pretty magical place.
Wow. That sounds so cool.
Yeah.
And once again, what hours are you going to be at the Paracon?
I personally will be there on Saturday from starting at 1:00 until about, 4:00. And then Sunday I will be there from 2:00 until probably about the same time, 4 or 5 o'clock.
And your businesses will be open over the weekend, of course. You said they're open 7 days. From 9 till 11 or 12?
The cafe, and if you go to NOLAvampires.com, all that information is right there on the homepage. But the boutique is open every day from 10 until 9, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Cafe from 9 a.m. until midnight. Apothecary, noon until 2 o'clock on the weekend.
Okay. And the oysters are on happy hour from, what did you say, 4 to 7?
4 to 7.
4 to, I got it right. I remembered. Wow.
Yes.
I may be 70, but I'm not dead yet. But which place is that at? The oysters?
The Apothecary.
The Apothecary. 4 to 7. Yes. Raw oysters. Basically $1 a piece, right? 12 a dozen, $12 a dozen.
Yes.
Very, very cool. And all kinds of any drink you want, basically available.
Yes. And we have, like I said, we have all kinds of fun specialty drinks here too. My favorite is the Alchemist's Elixir. That one, it starts off blue, and then the bartender adds a little vial of magic, and it turns purple in front of your eyes. And it's so delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of alcohol is in it? Or is it a secret?
No, it starts off with gin, but you really don't even taste the gin. And we add a concoction that includes Saint Germain elderberry liqueur.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
And it comes with an edible flower and an orchid that is really good. It kind of tastes like watercress. I really love them.
An edible flower. Okay.
Yeah.
You are more and more intriguing. And I am just so happy that you agreed to come onto the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Because this is what I do on my show. I promote something upcoming. By the way, have you heard Christopher Talley writing a check yet? Have you been around him when he wrote a check for this Paracon?
A check?
Yeah. Because
no.
he curses my name when he writes a check.
Really?
I'm the one that talked him into doing this Paracon.
Oh, I see. Wow. Well, thank you very much.
Not spring of this year, but spring of last year.
Yeah, well, he's so excited about it, and I think it's really a great idea for the city. This is our slowest time of year, so thank you for creating this for us. It really means a lot, and it'll be really good for the city.
And that's what I do is promote. He's got the money. Jennifer is a face, and a really beautiful face, I might add, of the entire Paracon. But of course, she's got a promotion person. But her and I just work in separate avenues of promotion. And I was on the network. Letriana Terry Brown, of course, is a guest. She will have a table there. So when I came on her network, he already wanted Letriana to be a guest there at the Paracon. So it just kind of worked out. I'm promoting Letriana from her network and promoting the Paracon that I talked Chris into doing. So it's just all a community thing. We're all family. We all love each other. Christopher and Jennifer are fantastic people. But
I agree.
Christopher's cursing my name right now every time he has to spend money.
Yeah. It gets expensive to put on an event like this, for sure.
Yeah, yes, he is spending quite a bit of money for this. It's going to be a really big con. It's big this year. It's going to be bigger next year. And it's only going to grow. This is going to be one of the major Paracons in the country. Of course, it's set in probably the most haunted city in the country.
Right. Yeah, so it's a perfect place for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. There should have been a Paracon here for the last 25 years.
Yeah. I know. I'm surprised there hasn't been, that nobody's thought of it. So kudos to you.
Well, I think it was Jennifer wanting the original idea that put the itch in Christopher's saddle to do it. And we talked a lot about it when I first got there. I was saying at St. Pierre, I believe, hotel. And we talked when we came to town a little bit. And then on Monday night, I went on the tour to the Voodoo house and, of course, Andrew Jackson. I was familiar with both places because this was the third time I've been to the Voodoo shop. And I'd spent a couple of years before 2 nights in the Andrew Jackson, where I ghost hunted all night long in the Andrew Jackson by staying there. And we walked back.
Did you find anything?
Pierre. Where at the Andrew Jackson? You're familiar with the Andrew Jackson. You go past the desk and go down the hallway, go outside into the courtyard. And then you've got the building out back that's separate from the main hotel.
Right.
You know where they ghost hunt most of the haunted closet.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, you've been to Andrew Jackson, though, haven't you?
Yes, I have, but I've actually never made it into the courtyard. I just went to the front.
Oh, okay. But there's a separate building back there with 2 rooms, and you got the closet on the ground level, and the most haunted room on top of it, where you have to walk. It's a short staircase to the most haunted room, and in that room, the lights tend to flicker. Roaches tend to appear in the room. And the ghosts mess with you there. I was staying in the room right across the little foyer from that closet. And the whole time I was there, both nights, my wife was binging Game of Thrones. She had a ghost sitting there watching Game of Thrones with her.
Oh my God.
And
How do you
he would
know?
talk to us. We'd walk in the room and say hello. He'd say hello back.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He was sitting in her chair. Every meter
Wow.
we had would go off in this chair, but nowhere else in the room. We shake the electrical, held the meter up by the lights, the switches. Nothing would trigger it, but sitting in that chair. So that's where he was sitting in a little chair there in the room.
Wow.
So it was quite amazing.
Crazy.
A guy that we were with when you go outside approaching the courtyard, the last room on your right, guy went in there, stayed for less than 5 minutes and got a loud growl. He actually recorded it. He was smart enough to have a recorder with him and came running out screaming and waving his recorder in the air, and he actually got it recorded. So the Andrew Jackson is quite haunted. Somebody else got a picture that looks it was a shadow figure, but in profile it looks like Andrew Jackson. Even though
that's crazy.
It was built way long after he had left New Orleans.
Right.
But it's an incredible place.
Yeah, it's hard to say why, I was going to say, it's so hard to know why ghosts linger. I didn't believe in ghosts before I moved to New Orleans, but now I've actually seen a couple myself and all the activity that we have here upstairs. And it makes me kind of sad, that they probably have different reasons for staying. Some may not know that they're dead. Others may have unfinished business. But the ones that have been here so long, like I used to be a bartender at right across from the Bourbon Orleans Hotel, which is very haunted. It was an orphanage and a school for young Black girls, actually, at one point. And after Katrina, it was being renovated, and this foreman came in I worked from 7 a.m. until noon. And he came in about 8 o'clock in the morning and said, just pour me a shot of anything. I need one. And he goes, give me 2. And I said, why? What happened? And he goes, just give me the shots. And so I gave him the shots. And he said, I was in that ballroom across the street. We're renovating the hotel. I was by myself and I was working on electric. And all of a sudden, this little short soldier in an old-fashioned soldier outfit was standing in front of me, looking at me, and then he levitated up into the air and looked down at me, and he goes, I'll tell you one thing, I'm never going back. And he quit that day. So, why is this little soldier stuck here, right? Did he miss his window of opportunity to go to the great beyond, or I just wonder. I wonder, curious. Anyway.
Well, some of them are visual, some of them are intelligent. St. Pierre has a Confederate soldier that walks around the courtyards. So that seems to be a popular thing in New Orleans, is you have Civil War era soldiers still walking around. I can imagine at the battlefield, you've probably got some lost British soldiers walking around.
Right. Yeah.
Because you've got all that
horrible.
Energy and paranormal energy and physical energy of the Mississippi coming down. I mean, look at the area that it drains. You got the Ohio, the Tennessee, the Missouri.
The battlefield is actually in my novel, so I had to do a lot of research about the battle. And my husband and I went there, and I'll tell you what, it has a lot of energy. It really does. I'm not just saying that. It was a really cool feeling to be there, but also very haunting.
That would be nice if Christopher taught the people who run the battlefield into letting one night, say on a Friday night or a Sunday night during the next year's Paracon, to be able to lead a tour group into the battlefield and investigate that place.
That would be cool.
I would love to talk him into it. And of course, love to have you running the tour group because of the research that you just said you did.
I could do that.
So if Christopher is listening to this,
I would like that.
That's another idea that I've got for your Paracon. And Marita, we wanted to hold you to an hour, and we've held you for an hour now.
Thank you.
You can go ahead and do what you want to do. I really appreciate you coming on.
I do have to go. I have another appointment.
Right. So we can let you go. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. I definitely look forward to meeting
Thank you so
at
much.
the Paracon.
Really.
We will be talking, and I would
too.
love to
I very much look forward to it.
Love to go into your places and definitely look around and maybe do a nickel box session though. But we can talk about that when we're
I will
down
see
there.
you then, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much. You have a good evening. Gwen.
Len.
She's out of here. She had an appointment. She needed to go.
Yes.
And she is gone.
Yes.
And I'll thank her publicly again for being on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I thanked her a couple of times. That was a fabulous guest. Thank you for getting that guest for this show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We got a fabulous show next week. We're going to be with the folks at Voodoo Authentica. We may be in their space, or we may be in another space. We are working on doing something really special. So we're going to have to let everybody know, but we will be with the folks at Voodoo Authentica for Len's show next week.
We've talked about it with Papa, and he would like a live audience, and so would I.
Well, we have to work on it because we know
we got to work on.
Yeah, we've got to work on it, and I'm going to start doing that probably this afternoon. So we will have to let everybody know, but look for Voodoo Authentica as the guest. We may have a live audience with it, which would be awesome, but we got to see what we can work out. And I'm going to start working on that. So look forward to that. Either way, we're going to have them on. So that'll be really good. And, guys, we're going to be in New Orleans, not this weekend coming, but the next one. I'll be in Gettysburg this weekend coming. So that'll be fun also. So
I'll be in Vicksburg this coming weekend. Yep. Another kind of phenomenal and pivotal battle of the Civil War.
Yep. That'll be interesting. Can't wait to see it.
So that will be a lot of fun. So we'll both be busy this coming weekend in various places involving the Civil War. And then I'll be in New Orleans starting next Monday night. So a week from now, I will be in my first full day.
Nice.
Of being in New Orleans. And that's why I may go to what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing what she will let me do in some of those little cubby holes she's got.
There you go. Well, I hope you video it for all of us to see.
All right. And Gwen, it's been a pleasure. Yep. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're a sweetheart and a dear friend.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you and your wife, Gail, down there in person. That's going to be wonderful. We get to see our people and have fun. So, guys, if you haven't bought your ticket to come to New Orleans, they do have day tickets also if you're just planning to stop by. Or we're going to be live a lot if you can't make it. So we're going to try to show you all the good stuff and all the people. But, just look for us and look for everybody affiliated with the network that's going to be there, because we're going to be doing little lives ourselves, not just on here, but, on our stuff too. So just look, you'll catch pretty much everything. We're going to show you as much as possible. So.
All right. We can talk after we get out of here. Let's go ahead. I want to play both videos. Let's get let's just end it with both the videos down below. Both the bat and the ghosties. Good night, everybody.
You have both of them.
Do what?
You have the one that says we'll be at the. But
that's good. And the other one is thanks for watching.
Okay, got you. I got you. All right, here we go.
Closing one.
All right, here we go.
Good night, everybody. RP, thank you so much now. Sorry.
招かさる感情真空の逆流に私は酔いつれて心臓から
All right, let's close the door on this puppy. Good night, everybody.